The incumbent governor of Zamfara State on a national television said that Tinubu's Minister of Defense, Matawande, is supporting the bandits. He kept bandits in the government house when he was a governor, and he is also financing the bandits. Is that the reason why if these people are killing, nobody talks about it, but when you kill them, the hell will lose, everybody will start talking from around the country? Anyway, this is where I want to start this video. Take a listen.
You know, in fact, let me say this very categorical. If I were him, I would resign and face all the allegations against me. And that would have been more honorable, because from all the information we're getting, my predecessor was fully involved in some of these banditry issues. Typical is the fact that there was a permanent secretary when his children were abducted. And it was unfortunate that he had to pay ransom through the government house. And it was also very clear, based on all the allegations, that bandits were being kept at government house. You know, there are so many issues. So for me, honestly, if I were him, I'll step aside and face this allegation until I clear my name before I come back and continue my job. That should have been more honorable. And how can you imagine all these allegations against him, and he's still the Minister of Defense? I mean, that is unfair. This man could have been honorable, stay aside, face all these allegations, clear his name, and then come back and continue to do whatever he wants to do. Whether he wants to remain as minister or he wants to do something else, that would have been more honorable as far as I'm concerned. If I'm in that position, believe me, I'll put in my resignation letter.
Well, Your Excellency, he has not been nailed by the EFCC, so why do you think he should have been probed before taking up the appointment?
There were a lot of issues in the past.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining me in this video. Just a quick one. In this video, I am going to expose a lot of things to you people, and especially Edo State people, because I think the people of Edo don't really know much about the level of insecurity and the collaboration between the terrorists and the Nigerian government and people who are serving. So follow me in this video step by step. You will understand the reason why everybody in the government are talking about people killed in Edo State, not as if it is good. We have condemned any kind of extrajudicial killing and so on and so forth, okay? But we are saying that as 16 people died in Edo State, the following day, more than 16 people died by all these Fulani terrorists, and no one talks about it. Now, the question is, why is it that people are always talking about when all these northern people, they might be terrorists or not, but anytime something happens to them, everyone will be talking about it. Now, for my friends who are from the north, this video has nothing to do with, bias or any other thing you might think, but this is to expose the truth. Now, number one thing, I want you to watch this video, a confession from the Zamfara State Police Commissioner. Some of you must have seen this video before, but for people who have not been following me, just stay with me in this video. Let me expose some things to you. Listen to this video.
We can say now banditry is an industry in Zamfara State. Last month, we arrested a member of the State House of Assembly in banditry here in Zamfara State. We arrested a district head we also as well arrested a former local government chairman. So you can see that involvement of this class of people in banditry is making the situation to become more and more complex. So in essence, I can say that all caliber of people now are involved. All manner of people are involved in this banditry. More alarming and more disturbing is the involvement of a district head in supplying drugs to the bandits. So in that respect, your presence here today,
you can fool some persons all the time, okay? You can fool everybody for some time, but you can't fool everyone all the time. Okay, see, the level we are in Nigeria, it has been long I started following insecurity issue in Nigeria, okay? I don't think there is any question you will drop on the comment section about insecurity in Nigeria that I won't be able to answer you, okay? Some of the things we even know, sometimes we don't talk about it. It's not because we don't want to talk. Now, this is a police commissioner, Nigerian police commissioner of Zamfara State. He said, and I quote, when we were arresting people, we arrested House of Assembly member, who is a member of the Bändits. We arrested district head, former local government chairman, youth leaders. Now, are you surprised that in Yoruba land, some months ago, the group of people who they call themselves hunters, they were going into the bush. Amatoku now intercepted them and profiled them. They discovered that these people are invaders. They are just going to position before they receive direction to strike. That is the same thing that happened in Edo State. Just that the mob now take law into their hands and do what they did. If not, I want you to listen to this video when the same set of people were intercepted in Yoruba land, what Amatoku people said after the investigation. Just take a listen.
Oh yeah, ask them like that. Please follow them. Follow them. These are some of the things they use in collecting Okada. Once they hit, I want to place it on record that a lot of weapons were recovered from them, locally made weapons, with which they perpetrate different forms of evil. What they do is to stay in the forest and come out, attack and go back and run back deep into the forest. Over 100 of these people were loaded with trucks, 2 trucks, and they were about to be distributed along the forest belt of the state, starting from Ore End, Ofosu, Ore End. We have profiled them, and we found out that all of them, with the exception of only 3, do not even know where they were being taken to. They don't have an idea. Their masters just sent them into the forest to await further directives. The governor has therefore directed that they be sent back to where they came from. Yes, there's freedom of movement in Nigeria, but you must have a purpose.
I would really appreciate the governor for saying they should take them back. Or else it's a criminal thing to come without any and enter forest to cause problem here. We appreciate the governor, we appreciate Amoteco too for taking care of them and going back where they come from.
Now, when Muhammadu Buhari was the president of Nigeria then, are you aware that he quoted that if you fight Boko Haram, meaning you are fighting the North, he said any attack against Boko Haram people is an attack against the North. And are you now surprised why any small thing everybody is shouting? Why these same people are the people who are terrorizing, killing people, doing all sort of things? But do not dare to touch them, because if you touch them, it's a fight against the Northerners. That is what Buhari said. Take a listen to Okukwe.
A very well-known leader in this country said that any attempt to attack and fight insurgency is an attack on the North. So, when you have such huge political considerations, there are difficulties. I mean, Buhari said that in the newspaper. General Buhari said that any attack on Boko Haram is an attack on the north. So what do you do as a government? So you want to attack Boko Haram, at the same time, a leader, a respected person in society, somebody who carries, I mean, the last vote, the last election, over 12 million people voted for him from the north. A man like that, you cannot ignore him. Now he says that if you continue to attack Boko Haram, you are attacking the north. You must be careful.
So, my dear Edo State people, for some of you who don't still understand where we are yet, any attack against the terrorists we have in this country is an attack against the government. You might like it, you might not like it, but that is what it is. Okay? Former Army General T.Y. Danjuma told us that the military, the police are colluding to commit ethnic cleansing. All these things happening in Nigeria is not ordinary. Okay? It's not ordinary. So when you see government colluding, now the governor of Zamfara State, accused Tinubu's minister that he is the one sponsoring banditry. There are a lot of things you people are not aware of. But the reason why we don't talk much again is because people were warned that this is going to come. There is nothing Nnamdi Kanu did not say about where we are today.
Ethnicity is irrelevant. What matters is the policies being pursued by any specific or particular government or regime, not where they come from. When people tell you nonsense about it is our turn, why don't we wait till 2023, they are only deceiving you. And if you allow yourselves to be deceived, things can only get worse. Fulani terrorists will take over your land. Time and time again, I have warned you on this very matter, but some of you never ever listened. I told our Yoruba friends that this thing you're supporting, this very evil government you're supporting, when they tagged IPOB a terrorist group, you supported them. You are going to pay a very heavy price for it. Had the Yoruba journalist stood up and said, IPOB did nothing wrong, you cannot tag them a terrorist group, believe you me, by today, you will not have Fulani people occupying Yoruba forests and farmlands. Because in this life, what goes around comes around. If you support evil today because you're benefiting, eventually that evil will overwhelm you. The same thing happened to APC, the same thing happened to Fulani Caliphate. They brought in terrorists from all across the Sahel. They brought them into Nigeria to try to force Jonathan out of office. Now Jonathan is out of office, they are now, of course, reaping what they sowed, all of them.
I've seen tons of video recently that the Fulani are taking over the forest of the Yoruba people. Let's say the Yorubas. The issue now is that what do you think that the Yorubas are mixing, or what do you think that Yoruba did wrong that makes this Fulani to take over their forest, and what should other states do to avoid these same occurrences in the future?
That is the price you pay for duplicity. That is the price you pay for treachery. That is the price you will continue to pay until you rise up and say enough is enough. It is up to you to do it. You did it during NSAS. You can do it again. Can you imagine Fulani people telling you, if you remove Fulanis from Yoruba forests, imagine Fulani telling you, if you remove them from your ancestral lands, there will be war, and you are panicking. And you have not asked yourself, why are they not saying the same thing about the East? Why did they not say to Eastern Security Network? Why did they not say to me, if you don't stop evacuating Fulani terrorists from the forest, there will be war? Because they know, they understand psychologically that you don't have what it takes to resist them. Your lives are being taken away from you. Your forests are being occupied. Your mothers are being raped. Your daughters are being abducted. And the whole national government, presidency, is supporting such people. And you're telling me that Nigeria is viably sustainable. Is that what you're telling me? That somehow this contraption is sustainable, it is viable. It can never be. Because the more you stay in one Nigeria, the more you are inviting the Fulanis to take over your ancestral lands, to take over your villages, and to make life a misery for you. That is the end game. That is the outcome. If you doubt me, go and do a bit of research. Ask yourself, who are the Hausa people? Who are the Nupe people? Who are the Bachama people? All of these people were steamrolled by the Fulani march to the Atlantic Ocean. And now they're in Yoruba land. They're in their forests. They are in their forests. And who is going to drive them away from there? If not the Yoruba youths. Forget about your useless governors. Your elders are very strong. I love Yoruba elders. The way they behave, the way they talk. Very, very strong. They said they support Akeredolu. This is the governor of Ondo State. They support him in what he's doing. People must come out to say that enough is enough. When you travel to the north, do you live in the forest in the north? The Igbo people in Sabongeri in Kanu, are they living of course it's Hausa land, are they living in the forest? They came to the town, they work very hard, they build houses, they build mansions, they develop the entire place. Is that not what they do? What are Fulani people doing in our forest? Nobody can answer that question. They say that they're pastoralists. World aspiring to be a member of the UN Security Council, where you move cattle from place to place. Are you people well at all? You so-called Nigerians, are you normal in the brain? I'm asking you a simple question. Show me a country that aspires to be in the 21st century, moving cattle from place to place, telling me they're grazing. Which country is that? Please tell me. All of you don't have any shame. When you have people, an entire presidency coming out to defend a very primitive, archaic agricultural practice, then you know you embrace serious mess. You are in one almighty trouble, I'm telling you. People are in a mess. The Holland that you get your pig milk from, do they move cattle from Rotterdam to Amsterdam? I'm asking you a simple question. But they produce the pig milk that you're drinking every blessed day. Why can't Fulani produce pig milk in Sokoto? Why can't they produce carnation milk in Kanu? They have the cattle. Before the white man came, did you see any Fulani in your forest? All these people talking rubbish about movement of cattle and movement of... I'm asking you, before Britain came and handed over Nigeria to Fulani, ask your grandfathers, please, or your grandmothers. Centuries ago, you have to go back to history to understand how Nigeria came into existence. Fulani has been expanding from day one, from Senegambia. All the way from Senegambia, they've been expanding, and now they are in Okigwe. All the way from Senegambia, they are now in Okigwe. You are setting up yourself to become like the Hausa people. Remember when Hausa was supporting Fulani? We are Hausa Fulani, we are Hausa Fulani. Where are the Hausa people today? I ask you. Where are those Hausa people today? Do you see them anymore? They're saying we are Hausa Fulani, we are Hausa Fulani. Do you see them again today? Do you see them? I'm asking you. No, because Fulani have completely overwhelmed them. It's called emasculation. Completely emasculated them. And what is happening right now? I ask you, what is happening now? Fulani have now come out to tell you we are Fulani people. Is that not what they are saying now? They are not telling you we are Fulani. No more Hausa Fulani. What does that tell you? That the Hausa race no longer exists. Do you want the same thing to happen to you? Hausa is gone. It took Fulani very many years before they came out of their shell. Remember before, many years ago, they told you we are Hausa Fulani. We are Hausa Fulani. Because that time their subjugation of the Hausa race hasn't been completed. Now they have completed it. Have they not completed it? In the East, they come to the East, I will tell you, oh, you want to be the president or vice? Yeah. They say, give us land for Ruga. They give them land. I saw Joseph Kanu did that law Banta. They have taken it over in forever and ever. Give us land in your state. Hope of them are proof to us that you are our stooge. Give us land in Olo. Hope of them will give them land in Olo. We can go and kill people in Obibo. We can kill for them. How many Fulani governors are prepared to kill bandits? I didn't say normal people. I'm talking about armed, dangerous bandits. How many Fulani governors? Go and read your newspapers, you will see it there. Fulani governors are negotiating with them, giving them arms, giving them vehicles, making sure that their life is no longer in misery. But see, they come down to the south. They tell you, give us land for Ruga. Go and kill your people to prove to us that you're one Nigerian. That was why Obi also was talking rubbish. Was talking yesterday or 2 days ago. Supported by the BBC. The problem you people have in Nigeria is this. Your journalists, you see people, Punch newspaper, Tribune, Vanguard, and Nation, they are your second worst enemies. I'm telling you the truth. They can never ever be objective in their reportage. Never ever ever. That's why all of you are suffering. But you don't know it. They were the same people used to scuttle the NSAS protest. Of course, some of you went about looking for Indomie in warehouses. Only Fulani stooges can now imagine the East. It took them very many years, nearly 50 years, to accomplish this very simple task of making sure that everybody, be it Ohanese, be it Pandef, be it governor, anybody you're bringing out must come to the north to swear allegiance to the caliphate. All of them. Ban on. Is there any political godfather in the East? There is none. They all go to the North to go and swear allegiance to the Janjaweed. That is why our life is in a mess. That is why they can do something like Obi also and make him the Ohanese President General. In front of our eyes, in front of Koro. And what did they bribe? They gave money to BBC, they gave money to all Zoo newspapers. They started to trumpet Obi also, Apex Group, Apex. You saw them holding their meeting under a canopy. A ton without shame. A whole Ohanese. Under sand, ton canopy. Maybe you saw it disgraceful and shameful. Talking rubbish. The man looks like a Janjaweed anyway. Talking nonsense. These are people they have prepared for you to sell you down the drain. By the time the Fulanis are done with you, believe you me, if you don't rise up now to fight for your freedom, by the time Fulanis are done with you, you'll be more useless than a Hausa peasant doing Babiala. In 2014, 2015, 2016, they said he's a warmonger. He's a warmongering. I went to America and I told World Igbo Congress that this war you are avoiding is going to come to your villages. They said, no, it's not going to happen. What is happening today? When Yoruba was supporting the dead idiot called Buhari, did I not warn them that this evil you're supporting will consume you? They never listened. They never wanted to listen. IPOB is a terrorist group. You're trying to divide Nigeria. But Mietiana is not. People that you are calling bandits, have you heard anybody come out to say, please Buhari, since presidency is there defending terrorists in the forest, why don't you proscribe them? No, you cannot proscribe a Fulani group. Never. And all of you, we are supporting evil. When there is the proscribed IPOB, proscribed indigenous people of Biafra. These are Yoruba journalists writing junk. Every day they keep writing rubbish. But their land is under siege. In order to ensure that they get into you, they subjugate you. Look at Yoruba land, Ilorin. Yoruba, how did you lose Ilorin? You lost Ilorin because somebody thought or felt that by aligning himself with what he felt was a superior Fulani force, he can defeat his own people. Afonja, what happened? As a result of that miscalculation, the great Yoruba race lost Ilorin to Fulani Caliphate. That is why in Ilorin you have an emir of Ilorin, not an Oba of Ilorin, answerable to Sokoto. That is where Lai Muhammad comes from. You can see them. Sokoto slaves in Yoruba land. When I say that it's not religion, it has nothing to do with religion.